Welcome everybody to the AGM. Firstly, I'd like to introduce Jill Hobbs. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Len. Good morning, everyone, and it's lovely to be here once more to say a few words of prayer before you start your meeting. I've really enjoyed this opportunity to come along and say some words, and I hope they've been of use to you over the months. It has been said that everyone has three lives: a public life, a private life, and a secret life. Holiness is about living an integrated life rather than a disintegrated one. This is what Nicky Gumbel says. Holiness is where there is no difference between the three: the public, the private, and the secret, and therefore no difference between what we say and what we think and what we practice. A high ideal indeed. A few verses from Ephesians, Paul's letter. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. So if you'd like to, you can pray with me or simply reflect. Lord, fill us this day with your Holy Spirit. Help us to practice what we think, say, and do in all holiness. Give us courage to work hard, the steadfastness to continue, the compassion to help those in need, and the ability to forgive. Nothing that is worth doing comes without pain. So make us worthy champions of your will, and that in doing so, we pray that we will lead to perfect peace and oneness with you. Lord, we ask you to accept our daily contributions. May we purposefully create better lives for people now and in the future. We offer you our heartfelt hopes, fears, and dreams for the young children of today and the next generation. Amen. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us all, now and forevermore.
Thank you very much, Jill. Thank you. And now to item 1 on our agenda, apologies for absence.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, members. We've got apologies for this morning's meeting from Councillors Cheadle and Greenbury Pullen. Thank you, members.
Thank you. And item 2, appointment of the new mayor. Can I ask our leader to introduce this?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the meeting. I would like to propose Councillor Debo Sellis to be the mayor of West Devon Borough Council. I first met Debo when she moved over from the Isle of Man, and we became very good friends very quickly. I remember her marrying John and doing the catering for their wedding reception that was held in England, because they married on the Isle of Man, and they had a reception there. Debo was born on the Isle of Man, and she became a critical care nurse on the Isle. So when she came over here, she had jobs that she could easily go to. She'd bitten the hand off to come and nurse over in England. She was a very keen sailor in those days, and she came and settled over here. Her 2 children, Douglas, or Dougie as he's known, and Jessica, both stayed. Well, they went to university in those days, and they still live in Scotland, and I can't remember where Jess is. She's sometimes on the island and not. Debo first became elected to Tavistock Town Council and West Devon Borough Council in the elections in 2007. Debo quickly proved herself as an adept and very committed councillor. She's also very, very good at being elected. She works so hard at it. She then, in 2009, became a county councillor, and very quickly she went on to the Children's and Young People's Overview and Scrutiny Committee, which I think she chaired or vice-chaired. And since that day to now, Debo still lives in the same house in Tavistock that she's lived in since she came here. She has a new dog now, Betsy, who is a good love. It makes them both go out. But I remember Pepper when she first arrived, and she was very, very shy. She'd not had the nicest of lives. And Debo and John took her in, and with their love and care, she gradually took over the whole house and thought anywhere was good enough to sit on for her. And I'm sure Betsy's exactly the same. The discipline that starts doesn't always end up being what we hope for. So Debo, I would really like to nominate you for this position. You've waited a long time for something like this, and I know that you would do an admirable job in representing West Devon. Thank you.
Can we have a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I've no hesitation in seconding the proposal that Councillor Sellis should be elected as Mayor of this council. Councillor Sellis is a valuable and experienced member of both the council and the Conservative group, first elected to this council in 2007 and subsequently elected to the county council in 2009, and has also carried out that role effectively and with a great deal of enthusiasm. In that role, Councillor Sellis has been the Vice Chair of Devon County Council and has done that effectively, and has chaired many committees of this council over the years, and has been a member of Hub and Overview and Scrutiny and Audit. So got the full set really, Debo. So hopefully this will complete that set. In other areas, she's been a founding member of Tidy Tavi and a founding member of the Tavi Health and Wellbeing Alliance. And most recently, I had the pleasure of working with her with regards to the proposal to bring parking meters into Tavistock, and I think we were very effective behind the scenes at talking to the hub members, the cabinet members in Devon to get that proposal allayed. So I have no hesitation in seconding the proposal of Debo to this role.
Thank you, Councillor Drury. Are there any other nominations for Mayor? No, then we'll go to the vote. Mr. White?
All in favour of the proposal, please, members? (24) in favour of the proposal. Any against? None against. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Councillor Sellis as the new Mayor of West Devon. Thank you.
Members, please stand for the Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Please be seated. Yep. Do you want me to read this? Yeah. I, Debo Sellis, having been elected to the office of Mayor of West Devon Borough Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. Oh, Lord. This is, excuse me, I was rather feel like a fledged hatchling and I'm just a bit right, thank you. We're now on agenda item, summons item 3. Pardon? Oh, am I going to address the meeting? Right. Sorry, it is actually quite nervous, this, even though I've worked with so many of you for so many years. And I think you know me well enough that I do comfort, and this is exceptionally hot. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take the hat off. So, ooh, I just cracked my head on the door. It's yes, thank you very much. Well, it's a great honour to be your mayor, to be mayor representing West Devon Borough Council's residents. And of course, this is why we all do it. We all do it for our residents. And it's been a great privilege over the years to help many people. And that is why we do it, to help people. And I couldn't do that without the help and support of my husband, John. And thank you for those kind words, Leader. They're very nice, Mandy, appreciated them. And also for old stalwart friends, Alderman Diana Moyse. And I'm very happy that Alderman Moyse will actually be my consort. My husband will attend occasionally, but I'd like, and I'm very privileged, and thank you very much that you've agreed to support me even further, Alderman Moyse, so thank you very much. My hope is that I will be, my charity work will be with the Scouts and the Brownies. I achieved my Queen's Guide badge when I was about 13 or 14, something like that. A lot of hard work, but it stood me in good stead. And I think the laws of the Scout and Guide movement still make me what I am today, where the simple guide promise, I promise that I will do my best to serve other people, and that's what I've done. So thank you very much. I really do look forward to having some fun in this year. I have a terrific sense of fun, and I think that if we all work together, we've got a heck of a lot of work to do, and by working together right across the piece, being mayor is apolitical, and I sincerely hope that if people do need any help from me, that they will approach me. Don't talk behind my back. Okay? So I think that's enough. Have I anything else to add? No, I don't think so. Oh, right. These microphones are designed for people to sit down. If people wish to stand when they speak, which has been the tradition, please feel free to do that. But I will not be offended if you carry on sitting down so that the acoustics and the sound are better. It is critical that we can hear things, and sometimes when people are moving them around, we can't. So that's my little bit. So I'm going to sit down. Right, that one, yeah. And it's now my duty to call upon, we need to have a proposal for the election of a deputy mayor, appointment of a deputy mayor. So, Councillor Jury, I believe you have a proposal.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. May I congratulate you on your election. I would like to propose for the post of Deputy Mayor, Councillor Paul Vachon. I first met Councillor Vachon before he was a councillor in about 2017, 2018, when a group of us, including my colleague Councillor Ball and including former Councillor Davis, took on a challenge of doing a walk on Dartmoor, on North Dartmoor. And my colleagues, very wisely as it turned out, dragooned Councillor Vachon to come along to be our kind of resident expert in all things to do with the moor and sort of guide us through this task. And Paul came along. It was clear from the outset that he was extremely well organised, extremely knowledgeable, extremely competent, and we did put his skills to the test because we had a great day out walking and did a number of tours and through the checkpoints. And then we had a little incident, which I should say nothing more about because we agreed at the time that what happens on the moor stays on the moor. But absolutely. Paul took it upon himself to, and I think it was a very nice day. It was blazing heat and we'd been drinking a lot of water and so on and so forth. Paul took it on himself to trace his steps back to the previous checkpoint to organise some assistance to come and help us to finish the course, which he did cheerfully and very skillfully. So that was a great introduction and a great experience to Paul, because I think in many ways, since he was elected to the council in 2019, he's also showed me that he's a very competent and professional and enthusiastic councillor who is there to stand up for the people that he represents. And I applaud all of those things, and I think he will make a really excellent deputy mayor and hopefully mayor in due course. So I would like to propose, if I may, Councillor Paul Vachon.
Thank you very much. And have we a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on becoming the mayor of this borough. I would like to second Councillor Jury's nomination for Councillor Paul Vachon. I met Paul when he first became a councillor for West Devon, so I missed the walk. Paul settled into our group really quickly. He doesn't say much, but what he does says needs to be listened to. He's a smart guy. He comes with the experience of having chaired many meetings in Oakhampton, and he was the representative on the hub for a little while as well. Paul will do a really good job for us as the deputy mayor and to assist the mayor where needed. One little thing not many of you know in here is he's recently married in the last few months. And I'm sure Lynn, I've looked for her, but I can't see her here, that Lynn and Paul will do an excellent job when they may be able to represent, if Councillor Sellis is busy at another do, that they will cover. And I'm sure you and Lynn will have a wonderful time, Paul. We know that you will do a great job and that you're a steady pair of hands, and also a pair of hands with no affiliations, no axes or anything else, a really good, decent chap. And I'm sure you'll do a really good job and that everybody in this room will be able to support you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Well, if Councillor Vachon would like to come here. Oh, sorry. Well, they'd be daft not to vote for you, that's all I can say. So it's actually quite nervous, this, but there we go. So please, have we any other nominations? I'll get on track, don't worry. No, can't see any. All those in favour of Councillor Paul Vachon being this year's Deputy Mayor, could show of hands, please?
27 in favour of Councillor Vachon. Thank you, Mayor.
Right, lovely, thank you very much. So may I ask you to come forward, Councillor Vachon? Or Deputy Mayor?
I, Paul Vachon, having been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor of West Devon Borough Council, declare that I take that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it, according to the best of my judgment and ability.
And you need to
Sign that.
there.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
there
you.
go. And then if you'd like to say a few words, which, because like I didn't, nearly.
Thank you, and congratulations, Madam Mayor.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. Okay. And thank you, Councillor Jury, for your kind words. I'd forgotten about that incident on the moor many years ago. It was very enjoyable, actually. Thank you. And thank you as well, Councillor Ewins, for your very kind words. I really appreciate it. I wasn't expected to make a speech, actually, and I only just noticed it when we handed the papers a few minutes ago.
That was I.
So I apologise for this. Things that bring to mind, as Councillor Jury was reiterating an incident on the moor. Yes, I was in the local mountain rescue team for many years, and one of the members, that friend and colleague who's in that team for many years, a mountaineer and a rock climber, and he always said if we had a very difficult route going up a mountain or coming down a mountain, he would always say it was interesting, an interesting route. But we never really realised what he meant till one day I was climbing with him in Sardinia, and we'd gone up quite a steep rock face, several hundred metres high, and we successfully summited this rock face, and we had to come down. And the only way down was actually to abseil down this rock face on ropes, which I came down first. And it was only towards the end, getting towards the bottom, that I realised that the rope wasn't actually long enough and was 10 feet short. So I was dangling 10 feet off the ground, wondering what on earth was going on here. So anyway, for those who are climbers and mountaineers, they know that climbing ropes are very stretchy for a very good reason. You can actually bounce on them, they're very elastic. So I started bouncing on this, and fortunately, eventually I got low enough that I was only a couple of feet off the ground and managed to unclip and landed on the ground. Upon which, from above me came the voice, they said, "Interesting descent." Which I would have been appreciated before I'd set off. But interesting is quite an interesting word itself, because obviously there's the Chinese saying, which it wasn't actually Chinese, it's an American politician who coined the phrase, "May you live in interesting times." And I think we have been all living in interesting times over the past few years, especially within this council. We've had obviously the wars that have been going on, we've had COVID, we've had the on-street parking meters, We've dealt with all of those, and we know that whatever we do, whatever life throws at us, we can find a solution for that, and that is what we do very well in the West Devon. We always find a solution to the problems, and we have been a very, very good team with the officers in finding those solutions, and that's how we work. And I'm very pleased to be part of that, and appreciate it. So once again, welcome, Madam Mayor. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. I'll support you in every way I can.
Brilliant. We'll have a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And it's interesting all seeing the new, and my nerves got the better of me, and I was exceptionally rude, for which I apologise, because I did want to thank the former mayor, Councillor Lynn Daniels. So, Lynn, I apologise from the bottom of my heart, but hopefully you can empathise. It's been great working with Lynn over the year, and it is testament to her commitment how little I had to sub for her, actually. So I think everybody must know that Lynn did work very hard, and what times we did have together was very enjoyable. So I wish you well, and very well done. I now, formally, I'm now calling upon Councillor Renders to propose a vote of thanks to Councillor Daniel for her service during the past year. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and again, congratulations on your appointment. I've been told to keep this brief. Apparently, I ramble. So I will do my very best. This is a thank you from all of us. A thank you from the people of West Devon for, I would say, the tireless work over the last 12 months that Councillor Daniels did when she was mayor. Her charitable work, her commitment to cause, which Councillor Salister touched upon, were remarkable. It was a hard time. She brought to the role a sense of humour, a sense of grace, and also a sense of glamour, shall I say, to the role. I've got to be careful now. That's not saying that the previous mayors were not glamorous. Councillor Leach, in my opinion, was incredibly glamorous. And of course, with her consort and husband there, Malcolm, another very glamorous person, and dressed glamorously again today. So I was trying to think of all the things she did. She's done so many things over the last year to try and encapsulate some of that. I think the biggest thing was her introduction of the mayoral awards, and she, obviously with her political persuasion, being very green, a lot of the stuff that she did with young children, with you know, and giving out the awards that she did was brilliant, and very well done on doing that. Okay, I'm starting to ramble now. I will keep it sweet. So it's from all of us, a massive thank you very much. I think you did a sterling job. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Renders, and if I may ask you to come forward, and your husband, and it's. Oh, sorry, we got a seconder. Yep. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to second the vote of thanks given by Councillor Renders, and add our thanks for the way in which Councillor Daniel has run our council meetings, and for the endless work that you've done in attending events on behalf of the council up and down the borough during your term of office. So thank you for that.
If anybody can take some photos. Ooh. Technology's great when it works, isn't it? Yeah, gives me great pleasure, genuine pleasure to present that, and very well earned. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
and if I may ask the Mayor's Consort. Oh, there you go. Isn't that lovely? You didn't expect it. Yeah, do you want to... this makes a... Yeah, oh, yes. Oh, yeah. This will go down in history. It's lovely. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, no, I mean, it's just such a handsome chap. You're wonderful. Right, so we're now inviting former Mayor Councillor Daniel to respond, please.
Thank you very much and congratulations on your achievement as Mayor. This is my last duty as Mayor of West Devon for 23-24. It's been an honour and a privilege to represent the Council at all these events and meetings across Devon. Being Mayor has been an education into how much there still remains of the ceremony, clothing and rituals that have been used for centuries. These traditions have historic and civic significance and form a connection to our ancestors. As Mayor, I've had an insight into the importance that still exists of civic leadership in our communities, and I hope I've shown that West Devon Borough Council Mayor provides a link to the past as well as hope for the future. It's what I've endeavoured to achieve. I've enjoyed the role of Mayor, meeting local people and attending events great and humble. They all have something to offer their communities. The Mayor's Young Person's Green Award, as Councillor Vendors mentioned, has been really successful and much appreciated by the recipients. It's important that our children know their concerns about the environment are recognised and that we in West Devon care about these issues too. I will continue with the bi-monthly award as a Councillor's Green Award, so please nominate any individual or group that you know. I'd like to thank my PA, Cathy Hall, for her support and guidance. And could Cathy come up, please? I'd also like to thank my chaplain, Jill Hobbs, for her spiritual words, my consort, Councillor Malcolm Calder, who's learnt to pin the heavy gold chain on all sorts of outfits, sequins being particularly difficult. Councillor Renders for stepping in a few times when needed, and also my stepson, Angus Calder, who attended 2 civic balls with me and danced all night. I couldn't have done it without any of you, so you've got my sincere gratitude. Thank you. My chosen charity was Devon Wildlife Trust, and I raised £750 for this cause, so thank you all who donated and supported it. And finally, I want to say that as a council, we need to show care and love to our residents and to each other. With a difficult few years behind us and the challenges ahead, it's really important that everyone's contribution is valued as part of our shared endeavour to improve life for all in West Devon Borough. I wish Councillor Sellers, the next Mayor, a wonderful year, and thank you everybody.
I'm just going to ask the leader, Councillor Ewings, to just say a few words about something that we've been arranging. And
Lynn, we have arranged something for you. Okay. Behave. He said I'm blocking his heart in the light. Thank you, Lynn, for everything you've done. We have had a collection, but as you know, I had to fly up to Kent at the weekend, and we will be giving you some garden vouchers because we know that your garden and the amount of times I phoned you after the last year and had Malcolm go yelling for you in the garden, that is where you and Malcolm are at your happiest, in the garden together. So I was given a tree by Tavistock Town Council when I first became the mayor, and I still have that tree. And it's a beautiful Acer. It's in my front garden, and it's beautiful pink and red, and that has meant a lot to me. So we would like you to buy something that you can put in your garden that will be with you and Malcolm. And thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you very much, Leader, and I think that just shows how accommodating and innovative we are at getting things sorted. And there's a card here as well, if I... Thank you very much. So, thank you, members. So now we're on summons item 6, which is where I will invite members to declare any disclosable pecuniary interests, other registrable interests and non-registrable interests, and in so doing, will ask members to state the nature of their interests. Has anybody anything to declare, please? No? Thank you. Summons item 7 to approve the minutes of the council meeting held on the 4th of April 2004. Councillor, pardon? 2024. 20 years, it just flies, doesn't it? Sorry, Councillor Ewing, so you would like to propose?
That's okay. As Councillor Renders has just said to me, I was here then anyway, so it'll be fine. Because I'm going to be even worse now. I don't even know what minutes I'm really supposed to be presenting, because my mate Darryl hasn't done me a list, and I don't know where to find them in the agenda.
Oh, sorry, no, it's the approve the minutes of the council meeting held on the 4th of April 2024.
Not got them. I can't find. Right, I am really sorry, everybody. I'm going to ask Councillor Mrs. Johnson. Darryl.
Could we have... Well,
I will rise to stand to present the minutes of the 26th of March 2024, starting at minute 77 through to minute 92. Thank you.
we have a seconder for that? And there was a typo on my crib sheet.
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. So all those in favour that are able to vote? Thank you.
It's clearly carried.
All right, thank you.
Very much, Mayor.
Now need to appoint a leader and a deputy leader to the council. The nominations received is that Councillor Ewings is proposed. Do we have a proposer, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I'd like to propose Councillor Ewings for the position of Leader of the Council.
Thank you. And a seconder?
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Renders. All those in favour of Councillor Ewings being Leader of the Council?
Six in favour. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. And we now have nominations for Deputy Leader. Nominations received. Councillor Renders. Very proposer, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to propose Councillor Renders to be the Deputy Mayor. He's been an... sorry, I've done that bit. I am sorry, I am not normally like this, as you all know, but I'm so tired. I would like to propose Councillor Renders to be the Deputy Leader. He has done a really fantastic job throughout the last year, and I hope that continues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ewings. And have we a proposer? A seconder?
I'd like to second that, please, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councillor Jury. Are there any more nominations? No. All those in favour of Councillor Renders, please show.
That's unanimous. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Lovely. Thank you very much. So congratulations, Leader, Deputy Leader. Hope we all work well together. And now, summons items 10, to report on the composition of political groups. You all have a note of the West Devon Alliance Group, 20 councillors, and the Conservative Group, 11 councillors. We're just asked simply to note this political composition of the council. So noted.
So noted.
Summons item 11, to approve the committee structure for the coming year. Again, this is in front of you.
I'm happy to propose, Madam Mayor.
Right, thank you very much. And do we have a seconder?
I'm happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favour?
That's unanimous. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Item 12, committee appointments. Based upon the council decision at item 11 above, nominations for the 2024-25 municipal year as outlined on the tabled circulation. Unless any further nominations are received, these can be proposed. Open Councillor Ewings.
I'm happy to propose them as set out,
Thank
Madam
you.
Mayor.
And Councillor Jury,
Yes, happy to second, Madam Mayor.
And if everyone's content, we'll vote en bloc accordingly. Is that all right? Yep, agreed. Thank you.
That's clearly carried for agenda item 12. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
So item 13, appointment of chairman and vice chairman of committees. The nominations as outlined on the tabled circulation for the 24-25 municipal year. Unless any further nominations have been received, the chair and vice chairman positions can be proposed and seconded en bloc and voted upon accordingly. Have I a proposer? Thank you, Councillor Ewings.
I'm happy to second, Madam Mayor.
And all those in favour of voting en bloc?
That's unanimous for the list of chairs and vice chairs. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Item 14, to appoint representatives to the list of governance boards. And there are 3 stages here, and I might need some help,
Yep.
please. If I may, Mr. White.
Thank you, Mayor. You are dead right. There are, in effect, 3 separate votes and 3 stages of this process for item 14, members. So first and foremost, we'll seek approval to the list of boards as they stand. And having done so, we'll then seek approval to the size of each of those. Before then, we then vote on the actual approval of the appointments themselves. So it's list of boards, size of boards, names of those boards. Thank you, Mayor.
So everyone should have sight of the information. Yes?
I'm happy to approve, Madam Mayor, the list of the governance boards.
Thank you. And have we a seconder?
I'm happy to second.
Yeah. And all those, all those in favour?
That's clearly carried for the list as printed. Thank you, Mayor.
And then the proposal for the membership size of each of the approved boards. We proposer?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
It's a workout, isn't it?
It is,
And happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Your Fitbit will be good. Thank you. And the approval of the subsequent... All those in favour?
That's clearly carried for the size of the groups. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And 3, approval of subsequent appointments en bloc. Proposer?
Happy to approve the appointments names on the block. No, get it. Thank you.
And the seconder?
And I'm happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. And all those in favour, please show.
Thank you, Mayor. That is clearly carried for the appointments. Thank you very much.
Lovely. So item 15, to appoint representatives to the list of outside bodies. 2 stages, approval of the list of outside bodies and secondly, the approval of the appointments. Number 1, the recommendation to approve the list of outside bodies as tabled. Proposer.
Propose, Madam Mayor.
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. All those in favour, please show.
That's unanimous for the list of outside bodies. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Now, once this list is approved, nominations as outlined on the tabled circulation for the 24-25 municipal year. Unless any further nominations are made, the positions can be proposed by Councillor Ewings and seconded by Councillor Jury, and we can be voted on block accordingly. Are there any other nominations? Nope. So happy to
propose, Madam
Thank
Mayor.
you.
Absolutely delighted to second. Thank you.
Right, all those in favour, please show. Very much. Item 6.
That's clearly carried for the appointments.
Oh, thank you.
Madam Mayor.
Sorry, Mr. White. Yeah, I could see that. Thank you. We'll get there. Probably give a year's time. I'll probably have sussed it by then. So item 16, the hub advisory groups. Leader, please, will introduce the report.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. This paper comes about as part of the Local Government Association's Corporate Peer Challenge. We expressed our views and they expressed theirs on our advisory hubs and how they work. We all as a group don't feel they work terribly well, and I think the same thing also came up in South Hams, and I have read a couple of other councils recently, their peer challenges, and advisory groups seem to be an issue for the LGA, I think more than maybe some of us. So I found it quite interesting. I read one from Horsham last week, and that said exactly the same thing about advisory groups, which is quite interesting. So we are going to recommend that the Council to note that as part of the consideration by the Hub Committee of the Local Government Association Corporate Peer Challenge Feedback Report from the 23rd of July 2024 committee meeting. That makes sense? No. And the recommendations arising from that hub committee will consider the terms of reference for the advisory group and membership lists. The reason that doesn't make sense is because A, we haven't got to July 2024, but at our council meeting of that day, we will be going through the formal opening of the result of the peer challenge. Myself and the Chief Exec have already received the briefing and a copy of the report for us to make corrections, comments, whatever, and then for them to go back. And the report will then finally come out to members, which I think is in the next week or so, because it's coming to the hub on the 4th of June. So members will get to see the peer challenge report before then. It is all excellent, as you know, but we have got a few areas, particularly advisory groups, where they're not happy with anybody, it seems. So if I could ask us to go forward from there, and I don't know whether the Chief Exec would like to add any more to that.
Happy to, Leader. Yes, as you've said, we've received the final version of the LGA report. It will be coming to the Hub Committee at its next meeting. We will be looking at all of the recommendations at that time. We're going to do it in 3 stages, so we'll report, firstly, the report itself. The intention is that we will develop an outline action plan which will come to the next meeting of Hub afterwards. And finally, having developed the plan with partners and key stakeholders, we'll bring back the final version of that plan to the September meeting. So there'll be 3 opportunities where we'll work through this, but clearly, normally policy advisory groups would have been appointed today. Given the recommendations of the LGA, that would have been a bit horse before the cart, or cart before the horse. So by taking this to Hub instead, we can do it in one go. So absolutely. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you. May I just add to that the protocol said that we have to devise our plan, we have to put it through our council, and then we have to get it back to the LGA within a specified timeline. And then come next January, February, they will be coming back, not en masse, but some of the peers who are on that group will be coming back to the council to see if we have embedded the plan that we set out and that we are working towards our version of our plan to their wishes.
Thank you very much, Leader. That was useful. Are there any questions from members? No? Well, the recommendation has been proposed by Councillor Ewings. Are we a seconder?
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thanks, Councillor Renders. Is there any debate? Members, you're invited to one opportunity for each member. You can speak on this. Is there any comment? No. Okay, so we'll go straight to the vote. So, all those in favour? Thank you.
That's unanimous. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. And busy day for you, Leader. Item 17, appointment of independent persons. The Leader, please introduce this report.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. This report has come forward from the Audit and Governance Committee that the appointed persons need to be re-elected, because I recognise most of those names, and that the Council agrees to the reappointment of the following persons as independent persons to assist in the discharge of the Council's arrangements for dealing with standards complaints. George Barnicott, Peter Boreham, Martin Gleed, Trevor Kirkin and Victoria Spence. And 2, delegates authority to the Section 151 officer in consultation with the Chair and Vice Chairman of the Audit and Governance Committee to appoint the independent person to serve on the Audit and Governance Committee, with each of these appointments being in place for the remainder of the 23-27 Council's administration. Thank you.
Thanks, Leader. Are there any questions on this report, members? No. So the recommendation has been proposed by Councillor Ewings, seconded.
Happy to second.
Thanks, Councillor Renders. Has anybody any debate? Anyone want to say? No? Right. Okay. Can we put this to the vote then? All those in favour? MCOM?
That's 27 in favour.
How many people are here? There's 27.
28.
Yeah. Oh, is anybody against? Or any abstention?
1 abstention. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. That's independent. Now receive the following minutes. the Development Management and Licensing Committee, the 27th of February 2024 and 16th of April 2024. Councillor Southcott, can I ask you to propose?
I move that the minutes of the meetings of the Development Management and Licensing Committee held on the 27th of February 2024 and the 16th of April 2024 be received and noted. There are minutes DMNL 43 to DMNL 49 and DMNL 50 to DMNL 56 and can be found between pages 17 and 23 and 25 and 30 respectively. I get a seconder, please.
Yes.
Second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Jury. All those in favour?
That's clearly noted. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Noted, rather. The Audit and Governance Committee, 19th of March 2024. Councillor Dexter, you may present, please.
I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Audit and Governance Committee held on the 19th of March 2024 be received and noted. They are AC 35 to AC 48 and can be found between pages 31 and 35. Have a seconder, please.
Seconder.
Happy to second.
Thank you. That's Cunningham. Thank you very much. Noted.
I noted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Hub Committee, the 9th of April 2024. Councillor Ewings to present, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Hub Committee held on the 19th of April 2024 be received and noted. They are HC 6823 to HC 7523 and can be found between pages 37 and 40 of your agenda. May I have a seconder, please?
Happy to second.
Thank you very much. It's all noted.
They are noted. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
And D, overview and scrutiny, 23rd of April 2024. May I ask Councillor Kimber to present, please?
I move that the minutes of the meeting of the Overview and Scrutiny Committee held on the 23rd of April 2024 be received and noted. They are ONS 32/23 to ONS 40/23 and can be found between pages 41 and 45 of the published agenda papers. Could I have a seconder, please?
Councillor Johnson. Lovely. Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Noted.
They are noted. Thank you, Madam
very
Mayor.
much. So, item 19, the Council Constitution. Now, the leader was going to introduce this report. However, due to circumstances, I'm asking the Deputy Monitoring Officer if she'll present through you, leader. That's okay?
Yes, it's Mrs. Bowen who's going to...
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Leader. Annually, we must adopt the Council's Constitution. It's a statutory requirement, and it incorporates all of our leading documents, so Council procedure rules, protocols, codes of conduct, standing orders, which we must adopt in order that we can legitimately operate throughout the forthcoming year. So that's what this report does. It also asks you to appoint the independent member to the Audit and Governance Committee that you've just discussed in the previous paper, so that's formally adopted. And it also goes through about the procurement rules are going to change, and that will need to go back to the Audit and Governance Committee to make recommendations, to discuss, and so on and so forth. So that is just note 4. Yes, it's on note 4 down there, we can see. You will see some red writing, however, on the proposed recommendations on the screen. This is because we've just introduced a further one in order that some of the stuff in Appendix A, which are the proposed changes to the Constitution, are referred back to the Audit and Governance Committee for a discussion so that members have a full engagement with that before making further recommendations. So what the constitutional changes are in Appendix A are largely administrative. So, for example, they've changed the names of officers and names of committees maybe. So all those sorts of things are picked up in there. The second main change are legislative, which means we have no control over what those changes are. So as a council, as a body, we need to pick up on those and incorporate those in the Constitution. And some of those you will see have been agreed by you as members at council throughout the year in different bodies and different recommended up through council. So those are set out in the appendix as well, and that we will incorporate those in the revisions to the Constitution. The remainder are those that would ordinarily have gone to the Audit and Governance Committee prior to coming to you at full council at your annual meeting. But due to the ill health of the monitoring officer, that wasn't possible. So they were incorporated into your Appendix A. But in order that members have full disclosure and transparency with that, those elements only are going to be referred to a forthcoming Audit and Governance Committee. So those are the red changes on your screen to reflect those. So we must adopt a constitution today so that we have an operative document and we're acting lawfully. So all of those amendments that are not to be debated are all going to be adopted today. I can go through these again in a minute if I get a bit confused. Save those that are going to go to the Ordnance and Governance Committee. So that's what the red amendments are on your screen, and I'm happy to answer as many questions as you have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Has anybody any question? Has everybody had enough chance to realise what we're looking at? Yes, everybody looks fine. That's good. So the recommendation, would you like to have a proposer, please?
Is that through me?
Yes, please.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. I'm happy to propose the amended recommendations which are on the screen, which are different to the paper in front of you. So if everybody is happy with those, then I'm proposing, and hopefully we have a seconder.
Happy to second.
The renders, thank you very much. Now, has anybody anything to say? Because we can open this to debate. Oh, yeah. All right. Councillor Daniels, yes.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to say, really, that I'm glad that we're going to have a chance to debate some of these before we agree them, because it felt as if we didn't really know what was being changed when we saw the paper. So I'm very happy that that's been changed. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Daniel. So we'll proceed to the vote then. So all those in favour? Anybody against?
That's 28 in favour.
Right, so NEMCOM, lovely. Thank you. Is the first meeting completed? May I just take this opportunity to thank you once again. I hope that this year is going to be a fulfilling year for all councillors, and I believe now are we going for a photograph or something? So we'll go outside for the photographs, because luckily it's nice and sunny, and I just wish you all the very best, and then there's the dinner afterwards as well. So thank you very much, or the lunch. Thank you.